Hello everyone, my name is Vidushi Kothari and I am a student from Devi Ahilya University. My roll number is IC2K1593. In this video, we are going to discuss MapReduce. Let's understand what is MapReduce using an example. Suppose we want to find out the top 10 trending songs based on the music analytics stored in Google File System or popularly known as GFS. Using GFS, we have stored the analytics or the logs of all the times a particular song has played. Basically, we have to count which song was played how many times. So, using this logs, the simplest way to do that is within the client application, use the Google File System to get all the data out and to process all that data. But there are a couple of big problems with this approach. Since these files are very large, we can say that these files could range from hundreds of megabytes to multiple GBs, and there could be multiple such files. If we try to access all these files and pull it out in the client application, it can stress over our network's bandwidth very severely. Secondly, if we have a single application, a single client application, it tries to process multiple terabytes of files. It is obviously going to take a lot of time. So, what should we do? One solution to get around this problem is instead of doing all that processing within client application, why not send that processing code or the processing function, which is in our case counting of all the songs, and pass it along to the client server. Pass it along to all these servers and which are storing the files. Using this approach, each of these servers can apply that function to the files that are there within the server. So in our case, let's say the first component, its log file has the count of 27 for song 1 and 54 for song 3. The other component may have song 1 count as 74 and song 5 count as 66, and so on and so forth. So all this processing can happen in parallel, and the client application can wait until the processing is completed. Once all this processing is completed, the final result can be sent back to the client application, where the client can finally aggregate the individual results of all these servers. And this programming model, where instead of taking out all the data from multiple servers, you push your code onto multiple servers and ask those servers to process or run the code, is called MapReduce. And that is how multiple GBs or terabytes of files or logs or data can be processed in a very short amount of time, because there are hundreds or thousands of servers working simultaneously or parallelly on individual parts of the files. Now, the name MapReduce comes from two parts, map and reduce. The first one is the map function. So, the processing function that client passed is the mapping function. The mapping function will go through the file one line at a time, and for each song, store it in a hash map, have a counter for each of the hash map keys, and whenever you encounter that song again, you increment the counter. The mapping function that we want each of these servers to run. The second part is reduce function, which is the aggregation of all the results of these individual servers. So what is MapReduce? MapReduce is a programming model designed for processing large volumes of data in parallel by dividing the work into a set of independent tasks. It is the concept behind the Hadoop. It is a technique for dividing the work across the distributed system. It can distribute the load. It reduces the big data and extract the meaningful data from it. So there are lots of examples of MapReduce jobs, And the most popular and the common example is the word count example. Here, a single MapReduce program can be written to determine how many times different words appear in a set of files. Let the content be the quick, brown fox, the fox ate, the mouse, how now, and brown cow. In the first step, the MapReduce library splits the content into 3 parts. So, we can see in the input function that there are 3 parts we have. In the second step, the master copies map the task to 3 map workers. So now we have 3 map workers and the task is assigned to each of them. In the third step, map function is applied to each slit that generate intermediate key value pair. Here we have generated the key value pairs for every key with the count it is stored. For example, the is stored 1 time, so its count is 1. Brown is stored 1 time, so its count is 1, and so on and so forth. When map worker is done, it reports to the master and gives the memory location of the output. Here our map function is done. When all the mapper task is done, the master starts reducer task on the idle machines and gives the memory location from where reduce worker starts copying the intermediate key value pairs. When all the mapper task is done, the master starts reducer task on the idle machines and gives the memory location from where reduce worker starts copying the intermediate key value pairs. In the next step, after receiving all the intermediate key value pairs, reduce workers sorts these pairs to group the pairs on the basis of intermediate keys. At this point, the reduce function is applied to the intermediate key value pair, and we will get the final output as every word with its count, brown with the count 2, fox with the count 2, and so on. Another example we can see is the inverted web index. An inverted web index. So, when you search for a particular query or for a particular term in Google, Google has an index of all the URLs or all the HTML documents which has that particular query. Let's say all the HTML documents are stored in Google file system as crawled web data. So, in this case, the map function could be just to find out the word in the document and the map is to that particular document URL. So, in this case, the map worker 1 has found the word lion in this particular document, the word tiger in this document, the cat in this document, and tiger in this document once more, and so on. The map worker 2 will do the same to the file that it is processing. And the reduce job, here the reduce job will aggregate all this and create a list of all the document IDs for a particular word. So in this case, the word tiger was found in the third URL. So whenever you search for the word tiger, Google can just list all these URLs as a part of the search results. Secondly, after someone clicks on a particular URL, let's say just as Google Music Analytics, we have Web Request Analytics. So, in this case, we want to find out which URL was clicked how many times. Again, in this map task, we will just say for each of the URL, just have the count of how many times of that URL was clicked. And in reduce job, we'll aggregate all that together and have an aggregate count of each of these URLs. And for each of these map reduce job, we have fault tolerance. So, for example, while doing the processing, if one of the workers or one of the servers goes down, then the master thread gets to know about it and it can assign some other worker on some other server to do the same processing. And finally, this MapReduce job is much faster than doing the sequential processing. On y-axis we have amount of data being processed, and on the x-axis we have number of seconds it takes to process that data. So initially when the client submits the job to the master and the master is still fetching file locations and assigning the worker job and starting the worker to process, it takes the time to start. But once all the workers start working parallelly, they can do a lot of processing within a very short period of time. That's it for this video. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope this helps you. Thank you.